What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of the Monster Podcast. I am your host, Mr. Apple, and our guest today is Lemon.
Great to be here, Apple.
Thank you, Lemon. And today we are predicting the 2024 NBA Awards. And the awards we will be doing today are Sixth Man, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved, Defensive Player of the Year, and Most Valuable Player. So,
Terrible.
do you think we get right into it?
Sounds great, Apple. What sport are we doing?
NBA.
Oh, NBA.
Alright, so yeah, we are going to write these down. Right? Are you writing them down?
I'm going to write them down, Apple.
Okay, thank you. And so, yeah, we'll show you our final predictions at the end. First up, Sixth Man of the Year. Now, this one might be tough because there's going to be a bunch of moving, but we are going to do our best job. So, why don't we do our number 1 first? This one's hard. You could go with Chris Paul here.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Should we be discussing before?
I think we think.
No, I guess we should.
Yeah, I think we should. But I'm just going through these teams in my head right now. I don't know.
What I like to do is I like to come up with my first 5 men and then the 6th man.
All right. 6th man, I might have to go with CP3 here, do you think the Boston Celtics are going to move Malcolm Brogdon up to a center after trading Marcus Smart?
No, I don't, Apple.
No, I don't. So he might be in there for me. But I think I'm going to go with Christopher Paul at number 1 for your Golden State Warriors. And I'm not being biased right now. You might think I am. I'm not. So.
Great pick, Apple, although I think it's a little bit biased. I'm going to go with, speaking of bias, the player with maybe the highest basketball IQ.
Emmanuel Quickly. Okay. So it looks like we're both. All right, that's our number 1.
What's next, Apple?
Number 2 for 6 man. We are gonna do the first 3.
Oh, okay. Starting with 1.
Starting with 1.
Okay.
So number 2 for the 6 man. This one's gonna be tough. I think I have to go with the young player here. I'm thinking the draft. Who, top picks?
Has a rookie ever won 6th man of the year? I don't know the answer to that.
I don't think so. I don't know, though. I might go with Brogdon second. I'm also thinking, this might be a hot take here. I'm thinking Bones Highland.
Yes.
I'm thinking Benedict Mathurin. Ooh, Mathurin, that's
a...
because I think they're going with Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Bruce Brown.
Okay.
And I don't think they're starting Mathurin. So, with my 3rd pick, we're going Benedict Mathurin.
Interesting.
I'm not sure who their power forward is, but I think he was 6th man.
Interesting. I have nothing against Mathurin, who you know.
He's one of our favorite players in the national.
Not only would I vote for, I would have voted for him for Rookie of the Year this past year, as well as Time Person of the Year. I think he's just a great, great man. But I think he might start, so I'm not going to pick him. I am going to go with Malcolm Brogdon as number 2.
MC, that was a thought of mine. My you go right ahead and write him down here. Okay. I'm thinking of centers that we have not picked one yet. Quite yet. But, yeah. So, we're just going to think for a bit. And I might go with Brogdon. I might go with Bones Highlands. I don't know. I might go with neither. But, yeah. So, this is tough. We're starting with like one of the hardest ones first. And we are looking at a list right now. And this is not cheating because we're not memorizing any of this from our head. Ooh, and I just came up with a thought.
Yeah, go on.
So for the Rockets and the Pistons, a man and other are not starting. That might be my pick. Alright. I'm going to take a look now. Trying everything I can. I'm definitely going with one of these. So for the Portland Trailblazers, shooting guard position, Scoot starting. Anthony Simons is going off the bench. I would move him up to 2, but I don't know if he's starting. Because I think he'll start a lot of games, but he'll be on the bench for quite many. I'm going to put him at 3. Anthony Simons is my pick. And that is it for my 6 man. And next up, we're going to wait for Lemon to go straight there. I'm just going to tell you it. Is Rookie of the Year. I think I know mine.
I'll tell you who I like a lot as a player. He probably won't win 6 man of the year, but a guy I really believe in who got a nice contract bump. Naz Reid of the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a guy I really pull for.
That's an interesting pick, but I like it.
Okay.
That was nice.
What's next?
We have Rookie of the Year, which, for me, it should be for you, unless you're crazy. I think I'm going to start it off with Victor Wembanyama, as might be a pretty obvious pick here. Knowing you, Lemon, as my father, I feel like there's some interesting stuff here for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, just to keep things interesting, I'm not going to go with Victor. I like him personally. I just don't know how great he is at basketball. So I am going to go with Scoot Henderson, who I think is being a little flying a little below the radar, and I think is in most years would have been worthy of the number 1 pick.
All right. That's an interesting pick. And my number 2 and 3, it's obviously between Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson. And this is tough for me, which Scoot Henderson spraining his ankle might cause some problems during this NBA season. And I feel like he might not get as much minutes with a team with a bunch of guards, Dame, Shaedon Sharpe, Simon, him, and I feel like Brandon Miller is going to play over Gordon Hayward. So I'm going to pick Brandon Miller for my number 2 spot, and we're going to put Scoot for number 3, and that's my.
Apple, do you know, has anybody won Rookie of the Year in back-to-back years?
No. Don't know why you brought that up.
Yeah, I guess it's a pretty stupid question. Okay. Number 2, I'm going to go with Victor Wembanyama. And number 3, I'm going to go with Chester Holmgren.
Is that his real name?
Holmgren, yes, I believe so. Like the former Packer.
Name.
Oh, I don't know.
All right. And next up, we're moving on to maybe the toughest one. Most improved player. All right. Most improved player.
Great award.
Great award. And I honestly have no clue going into this. I did not think about this one at all. Well, last year was pretty obvious, which was Lauren Marketing, from someone who barely played to a superstar. So these awards are very unpredictable, but we're going to try our best here.
Yeah, go ahead, Apple.
So I'm not sure who I'm going to pick. This is tough. I'm not sure whether it always has to be some young players. And I'm trying to think of like stars who aren't really stars. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm on the not so sure. So I'm giving this one some big thoughts. Big thoughts. Well, this year.
We're just pulling up the Las Vegas odds, although we don't encourage underage gambling.
All right. So besides that, we're just looking at this list here. I'm finding some pretty interesting things. Oh, and I just got, not my number 1, but he's going to be on there. I think I'm going to put him at number 3. He is not going to be a superstar. It is Jaden Hardy, point guard for the Dallas Mavericks. Interesting pick there, but I believe him. I think he did. When he played last year, he played last year. So we're going to put him at number 3.
So for this one, we're going in reverse order.
Nope, I just picked him at number 3.
Okay. Should I do number 3 or number 1, boss?
It does not matter.
Well, I'm going to start with my number 1, and I don't want to give away my MVP choices just yet, but there could be some overlap. So my number 1 is starting his first full season in Motown, and with a new coach, Monty Williams. So I'm going to go with James Wiseman, who I think will probably slot in as a starting power forward.
MVP votes.
Now, Monty Williams has been known for really developing and discouraging and ostracizing young centers. I think DeAndre Ayton is somebody who certainly doesn't love Monty Williams, but I'm going to go ahead and say that was circumstantial and put James Wiseman as my front runner for comeback player, most improved player.
Now, as a Warriors fan, we just gave up on him, but I think that's a pretty decent pick. And looking at these options, there's some great ones. But I know my number 1, well, not 1. I think I'm going to actually put this man number 1 or 2. This guy, I believe he is going to be an all-star this year. I believe he's going to make some big improvements. I'm going Tyrese Maxey as number 201. I think number 201 has a chance to be a star this year.
That makes me hate my pick. I'm going to stick with Wiseman, but I love Maxey. I want him to win something. Publishers Clearinghouse, Best Supporting Actor, any award, I want him to win. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with Tyrese Maxey as my number 2 because we saw Tyrese Maxey play in person, and I thought he was just I don't know how to host the show on my own. I'm just a sidekick. I'll go with Tyrese Maxey, number 2.
This sun is really... If you see anything above me, that is the sun. Alright, so I just need number 2, which is a bit weird after I always running my 3-1. And I'm looking at someone who can be a star this year. And I'm looking at someone who is actually not on this list, but I'm not going to choose him. Alright, so I'm looking. And
Bless you, Pretzel.
Pretzel just sneezed.
Pretzel, you want to make a guest pick?
Pretzel
Most
just
improved player?
does not know. Oh, and I just got my number 2 pick, who I think is going to make a big improvement. His name is Jeremy Lemsochan.
Great choice. Pretzel, you want to go ahead and make a guest for my number 3 pick? Who's going to be most improved player in the NBA next year?
You can do it, Lemon.
You want me to give you some choices?
No, just do it, Lemon.
What about Cole Anthony?
It's here. Pretzel has left the chat.
Okay, we're going to say... No, let's not say Cole Anthony. Let's go with Cole Anthony.
All right, interesting thought. And now we're going to the big populous defensive player of the year. And yeah. Defensive player of the year. Now this award has been an award for a while. And it's been an interesting one.
Has it?
And I don't know why I'm saying this. Trying to act interesting, but I doubt it is right now. I think a pick that is going to make it on my list is going to be Claxton. Now he's young and he's going to get better at defense. So he's not...
Has a rookie ever won Defensive Player of the Year?
Maybe
I know
I don't know.
I was talking to Pretzel in the green room before, and he mentioned Victor Wembanyama could get votes for Defensive Player of the Year.
Pretzel claims he never said that, but I did hear it. Well, it's fine. I don't know. He might have not. He never said that, I guess. Okay. But I'm getting some Giannis vibes here. Last year it went to JJJJJ, which I don't think much people predicted that. Though. Alright,
Yeah, I have a question. When was the last time that the last two Defensive Player of the Years were going to be teammates the following year? I don't know the answer.
I don't know either. But it might just happen this year after Marcus Smart joined the Memphis Grizzlies and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Well, that's where I was going with it, Apple.
Yes, my bad. Yeah.
You ready? Are you gonna...
This is difficult, but I'm gonna go.
Well, so some of the previous winners, there's often repeat winners in this category. So Rudy Gobert had a tough year. What about him? Draymond Green, Kawhi Leonard. Am I pronouncing that right?
I don't think so.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I think I'm gonna pick Giannis for my number one.
Interesting.
Drake will be happy with that one. He is a Giannis fan. And number 2, we're gonna put our number 3 spot, Luke Skywalker. No, I meant Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler, my number 3. And we're going to do number 2, Nick Claxton. So an interesting list. All right. So now it is your turn to make the decision.
I noticed in this section you gave all 3 of your choices before I gave one choice.
All right, my bad.
I'm going to go 3-1 here. Number 3, I'm going to go with Giannis. He's always in the conversation just as an effort guy and a team defender. Hard to ignore. Number 2, I am going to go with last year's winner, Jaren Jackson II. And number 1, I am going to go with a former winner, somebody who has been a part of the conversation this offseason quite a bit, Draymond Green.
I like that one as a Warriors fan, but I'm not. And now what you've all been waiting for, probably.
Coach of the year.
No, MVP!
Oh, yeah.
So, I've been thinking about this one for many years. And I think I have my number 1. Who everyone thought was going to win it at the beginning of the year, but never did. Alright, so that player for my number 1 is going to be, let me just clarify. Wait, did I pronounce that right? I'm not sure, but we're going with Luka. Yeah, Luka. Luka Doncic.
Wow, you heard it here first. Now, Luka, I think Luka's topped a lot of preseason lists the last couple of years. What do you think happens this year that puts Luka over the hump?
Well, as you can see in my other video, when I predicted the Western Conference standings, I had the Mavericks having a pretty good year. I think they're going to work things out after re-signing Kyrie Irving and signing Seth Curry. He learned from one of the greatest players in NBA history.
Del Curry.
Seth Curry.
No, yeah, well, both. Interesting choice. I think Luka's a good player. I think Dallas. I have some questions. So you gave your top choice. I am gonna go with Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic. Alright, my bad. Speaking of Nikola Jokic, I think you're going to put Nikola Jokic at my number 2 spot.
Well, thanks for asking, Apple. The reason why I picked Jokic number 1 is because I think that there was a strange backlash against Jokic towards the 2/3 mark of last season. That I think he kind of won people back with how he performed in the NBA playoffs, and so I think people are going to be more than comfortable recognizing his greatness this year. My number 2 pick is oh, sorry, is it my turn? Oh, okay. My number 2 pick will be Zion Williamson.
Now that is your Monster Podcast hot take of the day. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Woo! I think that could be a good pick.
Well, not really.
I think it has a chance if he stays healthy. You know, as an Apple, I'm not a Zion type of guy. I mean, you gotta stay healthy. You can't play 80 games in 3 seasons. That's just my thoughts. But in my number 3, I'm gonna go with Shea.
Ah.
Could have been Shea or Giannis. Shea every day. And this
Very, very interesting.
is the podcast for you.
I'm going to go with Sabonis.
I don't know what to say about that one.
Say it's great.
Not my personal favorite, but I like it a bit. Not really, not at all. But I could see that happening. Not really. That's your decision, not mine. So, bless you, Pretzel. So, yeah. And I think that's it for today's podcast. Episode 1. I hope you liked the podcast,
And I'd like to, as always, thank our sponsor, Nutella, with pretzel sticks. Nutella and go.
That is not our sponsor. We just had Nutella sitting there. But I hope you enjoyed. Because